Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, your life keeps reflecting back the same pain, the same limitations, the same patterns? What if I told you that the world outside is not the cause of your struggle, it's the effect, that you've been trying to change the mirror instead of changing the image it reflects? There is a hidden force shaping your destiny, and it's not luck, or talent, or even action. It's your internal identity. Welcome to the mirror principle, a truth so powerful that once understood it can shatter your illusions and rebuild your world from the inside out. This isn't just another motivational talk, it's a revelation, because the truth is simple, yet profound. If you don't change who you are internally, nothing in your external world will ever change. The mirror doesn't lie, it simply Think about it. How often have you chased goals, tried strategies and forced outcomes, only to find yourself right back where you started? It's not your fault. You've been taught to fix the reflection, not the image. But starting today, that change. In this video, I'll take you deep into the core of the mirror principle. You'll discover how every thought, belief, and identity you carry becomes the raw material that reality uses to shape your life. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll share with you a powerful exercise I still use today, one that has changed everything. Before we dive deeper, let me ask you, are you ready to see your true reflection? Not the one others see, not the one the world has programmed you to believe, but the one you choose to create. If so, this journey is for you. And if this message resonates with you already, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and drop a comment below. Your story might inspire someone else to begin their own transformation. Let's build a community of conscious creators. You're not alone. Let's keep going. Reality is a mirror, not poetic metaphor, but literal principle. It reflects back to you exactly what you believe about yourself and the world around you. If your inner voice whispers, "I'm not good enough," the mirror nods and sends back situations that confirm. If deep inside you feel unworthy of love, abundance, or peace, the mirror says, "As you wish," and you experience more lack, more conflict, more distance from the life you truly desire. That's why so many people feel stuck. They keep changing jobs, partners, cities, thinking that the problem is external. But wherever they go, they meet the same reality. Why? Because they carry the same image. Let's go deeper. Imagine you want to be a millionaire. You work hard, try new strategies, read books, but nothing seems to work. Why? Because internally you still believe that making money is hard. Or worse, you believe you're not someone who deserves wealth. So the mirror reflects that belief. You may earn something, but the moment fear creeps in, the reflection shifts. You lose clients. Opportunities disappear. You spiral. The mirror principle teaches us something radical. Stop trying to manipulate the reflection. Stop trying to change the world. Instead, change the image, the self-image, the identity, the belief you hold. The mirror only shows you what you present to it. Nothing more, nothing less. Let this sink in. You are not a victim of life. You are a projector, a creator, a silent architect shaping reality through your inner state, your emotions, your thoughts, your worldview. They're not just personal. They're powerful commands being sent out into the mirror of the universe. And the universe, it obeys flawlessly. So what image have you been showing the mirror? What reality have you unconsciously asked for? We're just getting started. Let's now unlock the first foundational key of the mirror principle. Your reality reflects two things: your relationship with yourself and your relationship with the world. Most people believe that the outside world is objective, neutral, but in truth, it's a canvas painted with the brushstrokes of your perception. If deep down you feel insecure, the world will seem threatening. If you believe people are selfish, you'll meet betrayal. If you think success is reserved for others, life will constantly show you why that's true. You are not seeing the world as it is. You are seeing it as you are. Your beliefs about yourself are like a pair of invisible glasses. You wear them without realizing, and everything you see becomes tinted by them. If you think you're not smart enough, or attractive enough, or good enough, then every situation becomes filtered through that lens. People's compliments seem fake. Opportunities look risky. Love feels unreachable. And so the mirror keeps confirming your beliefs again and again. But there's something powerful hiding beneath this truth. If reality is mirroring you, then by changing the way you see yourself, you change everything. Here's where it starts. You must build a new self-image, one that reflects the person you want to be. Ask yourself, in the life I truly desire, what am I doing every day? What kind of person am I being? What are the qualities I embody when I have what I want? Then comes your worldview, when that future version of you is living their dream life. How do they see the world? How do they interpret challenges? Do they see the universe as hostile or as an ally? Once you answer those questions, write affirmations that declare your new identity. I am worthy of abundance. I carry the calm power of a creator. I am guided, always. And then affirm how your world now works. Life unfolds in my favor. The universe supports my expansion. Everything happens right on time. Repeat them until they become your new truth. Speak them aloud. Write them. Breathe. And before we go on, if this message is lighting something up inside you, subscribe now and leave a comment. Tell us what's the one belief you're ready to let go of today. Sharing your intention could be the first step to change. You're not alone in this. Let's build this new reality together. Let's now unlock a deeper truth. Your inner world creates instantly. Your outer world takes time. This is where many give up too soon. You start doing affirmations. You visualize a better life. And for a while it feels like things are changing. But then nothing obvious happens. The job doesn't appear. The money doesn't flow. The love doesn't show up. So you question everything. Maybe this doesn't work, you say. Maybe I'm broken. But here's the secret. The mirror of reality reflects with a delay. In your imagination you can create a mansion, a relationship, a purpose in seconds. But in the physical world, manifestation has to obey the laws of nature. It's like planting a seed. You water it, care for it, and trust that with time it will sprout. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. That would kill the process. The same is true for your identity. Once you've created a new image of yourself, you must stay loyal to it. You must hold that image, speak from it, and feel from it long enough for the reflection to catch up. If you drop the image every time you feel doubt or disappointment, the mirror resets, and the old pattern returns. This is why most people live in waves. They believe for a while, feel good, expect results, but when the outer world doesn't shift fast enough, they fall back into fear, frustration, and self-doubt. And what does the mirror do? It reflects exactly. So now the reflection shows problems again, confirming the identity of powerlessness. To escape this cycle, you must learn to hold the image during the silence, during the wait, during the doubt. Faith isn't about pretending to believe. It's about staying rooted in the new identity, even when the old reality is still visible. Because eventually, it shifts. The mirror moves. Reality starts reflecting back your new truth. And then what was once imagined becomes real. You are closer than you think. Now let's explore one of the most overlooked yet transformative aspects of the mirror principle. The mirror doesn't reflect the tone of your thoughts. It reflects their content. Let's say you're always thinking, I hate my job, or I hate my bills, or I hate being alone. The mirror of reality does not reflect the emotion of hate. It reflects the specific content, your job, your bills, your loneliness. So by focusing emotionally and mentally on what you dislike, you're actually energizing and extending it. You don't receive more hate. You receive more of the things you're hating. This is where people fall into the trap of negative momentum. They think they're being realistic by pointing out everything that's wrong, but in reality they are simply programming the mirror to continue reflecting what they claim they don't want. So what's the antidote? Awareness and direction. You must begin focusing on what you want, even if it feels far away, even if it seems unrealistic. The goal is to build momentum toward the vision, not the complaint. Gratitude is your most powerful fuel. Think of it like tuning a radio. You want to hear music on a certain frequency, but instead, you keep your dial on static, complaining about how there's no melody. To shift the reflection, you must shift your frequency. Tune into what you want, not what you fear. Start noticing what's already working in your life. Celebrate every small win. Focus your attention deliberately. What do I love about my life right now? What am I excited to create? What does it feel like to already be there? This doesn't mean ignoring your challenges. It means choosing not to feed them with more energy. You are not here to survive life. You're here to sculpt it. So ask yourself, what content are you offering the mirror today? Are you reflecting fear or vision? This question alone can change everything. Let's now introduce a key distinction that separates conscious creators from unconscious reactors. Most people live trapped in the reflection. Few ever master the image. Here's what usually happens. You wake up and see bills to pay, problems at work, a lack of motivation, maybe even a sense of dread. What do? You respond emotionally. You feel anxious, defeated, stuck, and that feeling becomes your inner state, the image you're projecting. Now what happens next? The mirror, being perfect and precise, reflects that state right back to you. So more problems, more lack, more evidence of failure shows up. The result? You get caught in a feedback loop, a mirror cycle, where your current reality keeps reinforcing the very beliefs that are holding you back. This is where people try to take action without inner alignment. They start a business, take a course, or push harder, but underneath it all, their identity hasn't changed. So the mirror reflects effort, but not transformation, and after a while they burn out. Here's the shift. You must stop living in reaction to what is, and begin living in creation of what can be. That means you don't wait for the reflection to change in order to feel different. You change your inner state first. You choose your emotional frequency. You set the tone. Imagine this. You wake up, and instead of looking at your bank account, your inbox, or your past, you look inward. You connect with the person you've decided to be. You embody that future self. You speak from it. You walk through your day with the energy of someone who already is that version. And the mirror, slowly, then suddenly it changes. But remember, your job is not to obsess over the timing of the reflection. Your job is to hold the image, no matter what, to be loyal to the new identity, even when the old world still surrounds you. That is the secret. You are not a puppet of circumstance. You are the sculptor of your world. Now we reach one of the most transformative turning points. If you want to escape the cycle, you must reverse the mirror process. Let me explain. Most people live by this unconscious sequence. They observe what's happening in their life. Based on that, they feel and form a new internal image. That image gets projected, and reality reflects it. This is living backwards. It's the path of the puppet, not the creator. You look at your life, feel discouraged, and project that energy, which then creates more of what you just saw. The cycle tightens, and with every loop, your faith diminishes, your identity contracts, your world becomes smaller. But here's the secret. The masters have always known. The true creator reverses the cycle. You don't wait for your world to change before you feel worthy. You feel worthy first. You don't wait for proof that you're powerful. You embody power. You don't observe to decide who you are. You declare who you are, and then observe reality rising to meet that image. This is the essence of transformation. So the next time life confronts you with lack, struggle, or doubt, don't collapse into it. Don't react. Instead, pause. Turn your back on the reflection, and turn your heart toward the image. Choose the identity. Choose the worldview. Choose the energy that matches the life you're calling in. Even if nothing seems to change, hold that frequency. Reality takes time to catch up, but when it does, it comes with force, clarity, and undeniable power. And if this message is resonating with you, don't stay silent. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. What part of the mirror principle speaks most to your journey right now? Your voice matters. Your transformation is closer than you think. Let's continue awakening together. Let's now go even deeper into the process of conscious creation, because here's what happens when you begin to reverse the cycle. You stop chasing proof and start creating alignment. In the early stages, it can feel disorienting. You've been conditioned to believe that results validate effort, that success proves your worth, that others must approve before you can feel secure. But in the mirror principle, you realize validation comes after alignment, not before. So instead of asking, "Is it working yet?" you ask, "Am I being aligned with what I want?" That subtle shift changes everything, because now your focus moves inward. You're no longer obsessed with outcomes. You're devoted to identity. You realize that who you're being in each moment is far more important than what you're doing or receiving. And that's when the mirror begins to respond in surprising, magical ways. The clients you thought were impossible suddenly show up. The opportunities you weren't looking for arrive. Relationships begin to transform. Because you did. But here's a reminder. This is not about pretending or forcing. It's not about reciting empty affirmations or putting on a fake smile. It's about authenticity, feeling the truth of your chosen identity and anchoring it into your nervous system every day. It's about closing your eyes and asking, what would it feel like to already be that person? How would I breathe, walk, respond to challenges? What kind of thoughts would naturally arise in me? And then you start living that way, not someday. Now, this is not a game of appearances, it's a shift in essence, and essence always manifests. You are not chasing the life you want. You are becoming the person who naturally lives it. Let's now talk about one of the most misunderstood aspects of the mirror principle. The delay doesn't mean it's not working. It means it's building. This is the part where most people give up. They hold the image for a week, maybe a month. They do the meditations. They visualize. They journal. But when the world doesn't shift quickly enough, doubt creeps in, and they collapse the image. But imagine this. You're at the gym for a month, training a new body. You look in the mirror and don't see massive change yet. Would you say, this doesn't work, and quit? No. You know the muscles are forming under the surface. You know there's a biological process happening, even if the results aren't visible yet. The same applies to reality. Every time you return to the image, every time you align with your chosen identity, you're planting seeds in the mirror. And just like nature, it has its seasons. There's planting, watering, waiting, and finally, harvest. But only the faithful reap. So the question is not why isn't it here yet? The question is, can I remain loyal to the new me while the old world fades? And this is where your power is tested, not in moments of success, but in silence. Can you choose belief when there's no evidence? Can you still hold the frequency when everything around you begs you to lower it? If you can, you'll move from hoping to knowing, from forcing to allowing, from reacting to creating. And soon the mirror will have no choice but to reflect back what you never stopped holding. This is the law, not magic, precision. Now it's time to bring all of this together with a shift that will set you free forever. Stop watching the mirror, start trusting the image. This means breaking a lifelong habit, the obsession with evidence. You check the mirror for progress. You watch your bank account, your notifications, your inbox. You keep asking, has it changed yet? And when the answer seems to be no, fear starts whispering, maybe this is a lie, maybe I'm not meant for more. But this is where the alchemist is born, because the true creator doesn't check the mirror for confirmation. They look into the mirror only to confirm what's already true inside. When you understand this, you start filtering reality. You stop giving power to the parts of the mirror that don't align with your vision. You start noticing the small, quiet signs that say, yes, it's working. You begin to select what you want to amplify. If your dream is confidence, you begin to notice the moments when someone respects your opinion, and you anchor that. You say, yes, more of this. If your dream is wealth, you notice the unexpected gift, the new client, the creative idea, and you respond with thank you. This is what it means to work with the mirror. You no longer wait for it to give you permission. You show it who you are, and you train it to reflect that. The more you do this, the more momentum builds, and eventually reality bends. Not because you forced, but because you remembered the truth. You're not meant to react to the world. You're meant to recreate it. Let's now step into mastery, because everything you've learned so far leads to this final truth. The mirror is not your enemy. It's your teacher. Most people battle with their reflection. They resist it, curse it, try to smash it. But in doing so, they miss the lesson it offers. Because the mirror is not here to punish you. It's here to show you what you're still holding inside. If your reflection is filled with conflict, it's asking you to release inner tension. If it's filled with lack, it's inviting you to expand your worth. If it keeps repeating patterns of pain, it's pointing to an identity still rooted in fear. When you stop blaming the mirror and start listening to it, you take your power back.
You begin to observe without judgment. You become a student of your own vibration, and suddenly, every unwanted reflection becomes an opportunity. This doesn't mean you tolerate a painful life. It means you read it like a map. You ask, what does this situation say about how I see myself? What belief must I shift to change this reflection? This is where real growth happens, because the moment you extract the lesson, the mirror no longer needs to reflect it, and life moves on. In this way, the mirror becomes a spiritual mentor, one that shows you gently or harshly exactly where you are, not to shame you, but to invite you into conscious choice. When you master this, life stops feeling random. You no longer chase change, you become, and that's when the mirror begins to shine back, not just what you wanted, but who you've truly become. Now that you've seen how the mirror works, the final step is this: make the image your lifestyle, not your escape. Too many people use visualization, affirmations, or inner work as a way to get away from their problems, but they never let it transform their identity. They treat the mirror principle like a temporary hack, not a permanent shift. But true transformation doesn't happen in a journal entry or a 5-minute meditation. It happens when your chosen image becomes how you move through the world. When it's not just something you think about, but something you. That means showing up every day with the attitude, the posture, the language, the energy of your desired self, even when life tempts you to shrink, especially when it does, because your power is not proven by what you do when things are easy. It's proven by how you hold your image when life pushes back. So don't just visit your vision, live in it, breathe like it, speak like it, walk like it. Let the image become your frequency, so consistent, so embodied, that the mirror has no choice but to surrender. And as it does, you'll start to notice how people respond differently to you, how synchronicities increase, how you no longer feel like a passive participant in your life, but an active co-creator of it. This is your rebirth, the end of reaction, the beginning of creation. If this message has lit something within you, if you're ready to live the image, not just dream about it, subscribe now, and leave a comment below. Let us know who is the version of you you're ready to embody, starting today. Your words can ripple into someone else's awakening. You're not just a viewer, you're part of this transformation. Let's keep building it, together. Now, let's talk about something profound. When you hold your image, life begins to organize itself around you. At first, it seems subtle. A conversation feels warmer. A stranger smiles unexpectedly. A long-awaited opportunity returns. You might think it's coincidence, but it's not. It's confirmation. The mirror has started to move. What's happening is that the frequency of your new identity is broadcasting silently into the world. People, events, and circumstances begin to match it, like tuning forks, resonating in harmony. And this doesn't come from effort, it comes from coherence. Coherence is when your thoughts, emotions, actions, and energy are all aligned with your chosen identity. You stop leaking energy in doubt, fear, and contradiction. You become focused, magnetic, and clear. That clarity collapses timelines. It brings the future into the present. This is why your only true job is alignment. You don't have to figure out how everything will happen. That's the mirror's job. Your job is to maintain the image. Trust it, live in it, be loyal to it. Let it guide your decisions, shape your posture, inspire your words. Eventually people will ask you, how did you do it? How did you change everything? And you'll smile, not because it was easy, but because it was true. You'll remember that the moment everything shifted was the moment you stopped waiting for proof and started offering the mirror a version of you that finally matched the life you were meant to live. This is what creation feels like. This is what real freedom begins to taste like. And it all started with a single image. There's one last layer that separates the temporary shift from the lasting transformation. You must become emotionally fluent in your new reality. It's not enough to think the thoughts, not enough to speak the words. The mirror listens to your emotions first, because that's where truth lives. You can say, I am abundant, but if your body is flooded with fear, the mirror listens to the fear. You can declare, I am loved, but if your heart is clenched with doubt, the mirror reflects the doubt. This is why emotional alignment is the final frontier. You must feel the version of you who already has what you desire, not just when it's easy, but when nothing around you seems to support it. That's what reprograms the nervous system. That's what anchors the new identity. So when you wake up, don't ask, what do I have to do today? Ask, how do I want to feel today? And then align your actions with that feeling. This is emotional authorship. This is choosing your frequency again and again until it becomes your home. Eventually, you'll feel it before you see it. And when that happens, you'll no longer doubt whether it's coming. You'll know it's already here, crystallizing around you like dew in morning sunlight. You'll recognize the mirror not as something to fix, but as something sacred, something alive, a loyal partner in your becoming. This is your evolution, and you've already begun. Now you understand. You are not at the mercy of reality. Reality is responding to you. This understanding changes everything. You stop pleading with life. You stop chasing validation. You stop asking for permission to live your purpose. Instead, you walk differently. You speak differently. You move like someone who knows that reality bends to coherence, that the outer world is simply catching up with the inner one. When you embody this, your energy becomes unmistakable. People sense it. They feel your presence before you speak, not because you're trying to impress, but because you're aligned, and alignment is magnetic. This is when the mirror stops resisting you, because you're no longer sending mixed signals. You're clear, consistent, conscious, and that kind of presence creates quantum resilience. It doesn't mean your life will be perfect, but it will be yours. It will reflect your truth, your essence, your design. No more autopilot, no more shrinking, no more rehearsing a life that was never meant for you. This is your permission slip, not from me, from you, to create the life that your soul has been whispering about for years. So let's make a promise here and now. You won't look into the mirror waiting for change. You'll look into yourself, and let the mirror follow. As we come to the close of this journey, there's only one truth left to tell. Everything you seek is already inside you, waiting for permission to become real. Not permission from the world, not from your past, from you. You have always held the key. You've just been trained to forget, trained to believe that change must come from the outside, that success is something you chase, that healing is a matter of time, that destiny is decided by chance. But none of that is true, because when you awaken to the mirror principle, everything changes. You realize that your life is not something happening to you, it's something happening through you, and every moment you are shaping it, with your focus, with your emotion, with your identity. So here's the final call. Stand up, decide who you are, and hold that vision until the mirror reflects it back with crystal clarity. Let people doubt, let the world delay, let fear whisper. You stay loyal to your image, because that image held long enough becomes your world. And one day, not long from now, you'll wake up and realize you didn't just learn the mirror principle, you became it. This is not the end. This is where your new life begins. And now in this final stretch, let's engrave this in your soul. You are not here to chase reflection. You are here to design them. The old paradigm taught you to wait, to hope, to conform. But you've remembered something ancient, something sacred. That reality is not a judge. It's not a reward system. It's not a God deciding your fate. It's a mirror, a perfect, faithful, neutral mirror. And every moment, it's waiting for you to show it who you really are. So don't just watch your life change, shape it. Seek like it's already true. Feel like it's already real. Move as if you've already arrived. Because you have.
If you can close your eyes and see it, feel it, trust it, then you've already stepped into a new dimension of being. There will be days when you forget, when the old self comes knocking, when the reflection still carries echoes of the past. But you'll remember what to do now. You won't fight the mirror. You'll return to the image, to your truth, to your essence, and you'll keep becoming, again, and again, and again. This is your final reminder. The mirror isn't waiting for your perfection. It's waiting for your decision. Not a hesitant wish. Not a hopeful maybe. A grounded, soul-rooted decision. Declaring, this is who I am now. And this is the reality I choose to live. From this point forward, you are no longer at the mercy of what appears. You're no longer trying to convince the world to give you what you want. You've stopped performing. You've stopped negotiating with your reflection. Now you know. You don't need signs. You are the sign. You don't need proof. You embody the truth. You don't wait for transformation. You are the transformation. So take one last deep breath and see it, the mirror, not as glass, not as metaphor, but as a sacred invitation to return, to remember, to create. Every time you stand before that mirror, literal or invisible, ask yourself not what the world owes you, but who you choose to be today. Because the mirror will never lead. It will only follow. This is your time. This is your image. This is your reality.